Welcome back to Politics Tonight, everyone. Tonight, our focus is on the Nigerian economy as President Bola Tinubu says his administration is restoring confidence in Nigeria's economy through measures to reduce inflation, stabilize the foreign exchange market, and improving fiscal management. And I've been speaking with Dr. Yusuf, is the CEO Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise. Dr. Yusuf, thanks a lot for staying with us on the program. I want us to talk about economic diversification, because it's been over a decade since this conversation about economic diversification took a new dimension. There are those who say Nigeria's challenge of economic diversification is situated within the political setting of an unstable distribution of power among individual institutional actors. Would you say that policymaking by successive Nigerian governments has, despite partisan differences, been oriented towards short-term crisis management of this macroeconomic stabilization? Dr. Yusuf, did you get my question?
Yes, I got it. The issue of economic diversification is a function of the environment that we create. An economy gets the kind of investment that it deserves. If you create an economic environment where buying and selling is what is rewarding, that is where people and investors will go. If you create an environment where production is very rewarding, investment will go into production. If you create an environment where it's only the service sector that are doing well, you just reported about performance in the financial sector. That is where investors will go. So it's a function of the kind of environment that we create. To diversify this economy, we must create an environment that will allow other sectors of the economy to come up. So that when investors go there, they don't go there and begin to lament that they have gone to invest in that sector. Many investors in manufacturing now, many of them are lamenting because of some of the shocks that they have experienced over years, not just under this administration. Whereas people who are investing in financial instruments, buying government bonds, buy treasury bills, maybe they put their money in forex, those ones are smiling. But how many jobs are those ones creating for the economy? The ones that are creating the jobs are the ones that are feeling the heat the most. That is why the focus of policy should be on how to support those who are producing. And those who are in other sectors, that is what can help to spread out, the growth of the sectors and diversify the economy. And reduce our dependence on oil and gas and even some of the services sector.
So Dr. Yusuf, that's where I'm going.
So
because
it is a question of, yes.
That's where I'm going, because economists say the need to diversify the economy, reduce the cost of governance, and improve revenue generation are panaceas towards economic development. So for you, how much concentration is the federal government paying to these different segments of reviving the economy?
Well, let me say again that this is not only a federal government issue. Because there's a general tendency to federalize all the problems of this country and say everything is about the federal government. The state governments have a role to play. The local governments have a role to play. And the issue here is about creating the right kind of infrastructure. How can you grow the industrial sector if the cost of energy is as high as what we're experiencing now? Check out all the countries that have industrialized. Fixing the energy sector is number one. And some of them even subsidize that sector. Because they know that with that energy, hardly can anything happen, especially in the area of production. But look at the energy cost. To what extent that any business can survive with the current cost of energy? Gas, the manufacturer will tell you is being priced in dollars. You know what the cost of diesel is? You know what even electricity tariff. See how it has gone up. It took the intervention of the president to even reduce the tariff for educational institutions, the universities and public health institutions. So we cannot run away from subsidizing our energy sector. I don't know how we are going to do it to avoid abuse, but because of the developmental role of energy in an economy, particularly a developing economy, we cannot throw it completely to the market. There has to be some kind of subsidy that is not vulnerable to abuse. The framework, we can work it out one way or the other. And I talked earlier about financing. If you want to grow the real sector of the economy, there has to be concessionary financing. Mm-hmm. The real sector, real estate, manufacturing, agriculture, construction, ICT, all of them need concessionary financing. You can't get concessionary financing from the commercial banks. So we need to double down, we need to accelerate the pace of expanding the scope of development finance institutions so that you can have single-digit interest rates and you can have long-term funds. These are the things that you need to diversify the economy. Then, of course, you have issues of insecurity, which is also a very big issue. Mm. You know what that has, the kind of setback that has caused us in our agricultural sector. So when we are talking about economy, of course, we have macroeconomic issues. The stability of the forex environment, the issues of high inflation, interest rate, and all of that. Those are macroeconomic issues. We are making some progress with the stability of forex. We are seeing some consistent intervention by the central bank. That is commendable. But we need to do a lot more.
Dr. Yusuf, I want you to also
see how we stabilize
the cost of governance.
No, cutting the cost of governance is also very important. I mean, look at some of the reports I was reading, very recently. When you have a ministry, maybe airspace or something, and you have some very strange content in their budget. Budget headings that are completely unrelated to the function of that ministry or that parastatal. Mm. I mean, how do we defend that? That kind of thing should not be allowed to happen. If you want to set aside a budget, separate budget for constituency project, let us do it separately. We should not, in the name of constituency project, be throwing projects into all sorts of ministries. It's not good. It's not good for our reputation. And it can be very embarrassing. I've read a couple of that in the last 1 week. Constituency project, by the nature of our own democracy, is not an entirely bad idea. Because for the citizens, what they see as the benefit to them from the democracy are the projects that you bring to the community. In my village, we had a representative in the National Assembly. As far as they are concerned, the only benefit he had brought to the community was the borehole. He brought about 5 or 6 boreholes to the community.
All right.
That is the value they see in the representation. It's not the debate that the man is contributing in the National Assembly. It's not the number of bills that is passing. It's what is physical that they can see. It could be borehole, it could be health centers, it could be roads. That is our own democracy.
Dr. Yusuf,
for goodness sake, let us separate the budget for constituency projects from the budget of the mainstream MDAs. This idea of throwing all manner of assorted projects into MDAs, but it's not good at all. We have to review it.